Hey guys, here's part 2 of the Swan Princess read-along. Let's get started. Queen Berta's chamberlain tried to blow the royal trumpet, but no sound came out. From high atop the castle tower where lookout, he squinted in the distance. Yes, that was King William's cavalry approaching. No doubt about it. Then the Queen insisted on having a trumpet fanfare for this occasion. For today was the first day between the meeting of the young Prince Derek and Princess Odette. So what was wrong with the trumpet? He tried and tried again. A bird in her nest popped out. The trumpet blared and screeched. Directly from below the tower, where King William and Princess Odette entered the castle. Queen Berta received them with open arms. Beside her, Prince Derek scowled. Derek remembered Odette. He had put the lock in her cradle. Now he was 5 years old. She was free. Just free. Still a baby. He didn't want anything to do with her. Dear you, Berta, the king said, as lovely as ever. Splat! The bird nest fell into the queen's silver gray hairdo. But King William hadn't noticed a thing. And who might this strapping young man be? He said, patting Derek on the head. Young Prince Derek, no doubt. Swoop. The mommy bird grabbed her nest, snatched her nest off of Queen Berta's head. The queen growled at the chamberlain. She then turned to King William and smiled. Welcome to our fair kingdom, dear William, she said. And to you, young princess. The king nudged his daughter forward. Her golden locks bobbed up and down as she walked towards Prince Derek. Disgusting was the first and only word to come to Derek's mind. Go on, Derek, Berta whispered. Mother! Derek whined. Queen Berta glowered at him. Derek! Derek recognized her do this or else voice. He stepped forward and quickly and quietly as he managed said, Hello, Princess Odette. I am very pleased to meet you. Odette smiled shyly. Pleased to meet you, Prince Derek. Derek turned away, but Berta stopped him. She warned. Derek had almost forgotten the worst part of it all, worse than his nails, and he couldn't believe his own mother was going to force him to do it. He knelt down and quickly kissed Odette's hand. Yuck! King William and Queen Berta beamed. There was hope. Or so they thought. Every summer, the king and queen brought their children together as the relationship between Odette and Derek grew into absolute total hatred. For several years, they tormented each other mercilessly. But that changed when Derek became friends with a boy his own age, Bromley. After that, Bromley and Derek ganged up on Odette. A nobleman, Lord Rogers, took an interest in Derek. Under the king's instruction, he consoled the boy on proper behavior. This only seemed to make Derek worse. Odette fought back. Outsmarting Bromley was no problem, but Derek was another story. She and he were not a good match, but not the kind of good match their parents would have preferred. Until the summer of Derek's 18th year. Princess Odette was 16 then. Across the land, she was admired for her intelligence, beauty, and grace. Derek grew into a dark-haired, handsome lad, gifted with a lovely bow and arrow. By then, Queen Berta and King William had despaired of their children ever liking each other. As usual, Derek greeted Odette's carriage at the castle gate. As usual, he squirmed impatiently, thinking about target practice, lunch, horseback riding, anything but that stupid, silly girl. But this time somebody new stepped out the carriage. She had the same face as Odette, and the same hair and eyes, but Odette never made Derek's heart thump like a galloping horse, and her smile had never made his knees so weak. "Hello, Derek," Odette speak. Derek could hardly speak. "Can this be?" he thought. "Could this be the same girl?" Derek," came Bromley's voice from behind him. "Target practice?" "Later, Brom," Derek said without turning. Then he returned Odette's smile. Target practice could wait. Everything could wait. Derek held out his arm and Odette took it. Together they walked into the castle. Derek was so happy he could hardly feel his feet touch the ground. Queen Uberta almost fainted with joy. For the rest of the summer, Derek and Odette heartily left each other's side. Long walks on the ground led to stolen kisses behind the royal garden. Derek dreamed of Odette. He woke every morning eager to see her, but when he was with her, he felt overjoyed but tongue-tied, unable to tell her how he felt. How could he ever hated her, he wondered. Hate was the furthest thing from his mind. Hang on, my dang show's about to end. Sorry. At summer's end, and on the day it was Odette was to leave, the couple danced around all night at a royal ball. Ward Rogers conducted the royal orchestra. William and Uberta watched and waited, but no one at the ball could mistook the love that burned in the eyes of Odette and Derek. As they whirled across the dance floor, swept up in their emotions, the guests stopped to admire them. Odette smiled at her handsome face, at her handsome prince, but inside them she felt a tug of sadness. She couldn't bear to leave him in a shy, quiet way. Derek had given her so much love over the summer, but he never declared it. Maybe he thought tonight maybe he would tonight. Maybe he would finally tell her how he felt. For the last song of the night, Ward Rogers brought the orchestra to a rousing finish. Queen Uberta prepared to bid the guests goodbye. Derek and Odette stopped dancing. They shared a long glance. Then Derek turned to the guests with an enormous, joyous grin. At the top of the voice, he blurted out, "Arrange the wedding!" All commotion stopped. Queen Uberta and King William were speechless. But in that moment's silence, Odette called out, "Wait!" Cries of happiness caught in the guest's throat. The ballroom remained silent. "What is it?" Derek pleaded. "You're all I ever wanted. You're beautiful." "Thank you," Odette replied. "But what else?" Surely Derek wanted more than her beauty. In her soul, Odette knew Derek loved her as much as she loved him. All she needed was for him to say it. Could he whisper it to her or declare it before the whole kingdom? But he stared blankly at her. "What else?" he repeated. "Is beauty all that matters to you?" Odette asked. King William and Queen Uberta stood dumbfounded. Derek swallowed hard. What else is there?" Odette's heart sank. She had been wrong, she thought. Derek did not love her at all. She turned to leave the ballroom, taking the hopes of the two kingdoms with her. The following days, the crestfallen King William led his daughter away. Derek and Odette barely said goodbye. Derek watched the king's carpet children depart, his eyes red with shock and disappointment, and his mother could offer no comfort. Her smile of farewell gave way to a look of disgust. All these years of planning. Wasted! She murmured. She turned away, left her son alone with his grief.